Everyone, Chris here, and I am watching my iPad freak out. It's got about 85% power. It just said it had 0% power and rebooted. Yep. This is the iPad that we typically run the Anchor monitor on. So the Anchor monitor is the software that you drop on the chart where you think your anchor is, and then you tell it how much chain you have out, and it monitors you based on GPS. 58% power, and it just rebooted itself. So let's close that up. We've been loving the Aquamap Anchor monitor, but back to what I was talking about. So you put it where you think the anchor is, you give it the radius, and then when the wind's howling and it's blowing, and if your boat drags the anchor through the mud and sand, and you start drifting, and you're gonna go end up on the rocks, an alert sounds, and it just crashed. And so having that is really important. We were running a software on the iPad, and something like this happened, and we were on shore, and when we got to the dinghy dock, the police were there, and because our dinghy is labeled with our boat's name, they were waiting by our dinghy. See, I don't know. It's freaking out. So our boat had dragged anchor and was on the rocks, and they were able to basically rescue us. And it was frightening. So that's when I knew I needed a new iPad and needed a different solution. So what we ended up doing was we purchased a Roam device, which is buried in that mess. I haven't mounted it yet. And the Roam device is a hardware-based solution that has its own GPS and its own connection to the cell network. And so it monitors, and I would show you it. There's an app you can monitor it with, but apparently our iPad is having a connection fit. Yeah, here, let's go and look close. We have 58% power, and it says it's all good, and Liam thinks I should let it sit and do whatever it's going to do to see if it's going to work itself out. But it's definitely there it goes. It's definitely interesting to did that reboot, or is it still? No, it's still there. Anyway, so the whole point is, whatever you're using to monitor your anchor, you need to make sure it's rock solid. And sometimes devices get old and whatnot. So I'm really glad we bought the Roam device, which is, I think the device was like $300, and the service, which includes the internet connection, is $60 a year, I think it was, and or $90 a year, I don't remember. But you can monitor the boat while you're away and whatnot. And then, of course, there's the whole issue of what if you're in an area with no cell phone reception. But then again, this as an internet solution, this as it rebooted, there it's the Apple symbol. Using an iPad to do that, if it doesn't have an internet connection, whatever. And somebody might say, well, what about Starlink? Well, that's great. But if your cell phone doesn't have internet, it doesn't have cell reception, then what good is Starlink? You're like sharing your location with your mom in New York City, and then like you're on the island but you can't see what's going on. So it's very, very frustrating, especially when we have a big storm coming. But when the storms come, I'll do anchor monitors on my phone, on all the devices. We'll be running anchor monitors, and yeah, anyway, all that because I just saw the weather forecast for this weekend. It's going to be blowing 30 with gusts to like 40-ish, maybe more. So we're going to watch that as it comes. And it looks like Sunday into Monday will be the worst of it. Current forecast has the wind coming directly from the breakwater direction. We're 200 feet. Well, our anchor is 300 feet from the breakwater. So if it's coming from the breakwater, that gives us, the entire part of this thing. I got to measure us to where we'd be concerned. So like if we drag, I want to know, like, can we drag a quarter of a mile? I think that's about what we'd be able to drag safely, but technology is a pain in the rump. So I'm gonna let it sit for a while. And yeah, look, now it says it had the dead symbol and it's rebooting yet again. Anyway, always fun. Always fun. I mean, it's old and I should probably get a new one, but I don't want to get a new one because I don't want to spend money. But we'll figure something out. I've got the hardware-based solution, and I might do something with, well, I want to do a Raspberry Pi and run stuff on that as well, because I definitely want to have 2 or 3 Anker monitors running all the time, because stuff like that freaks me out. Anyway, hope everyone is having a good night, and hope everyone is able to plan ahead and build redundancy into your life so that when things fail, you get a backup. Our hardware-based solution back there is wonderful. Anyway, chat with you later. Bye.